Hi everybody, my name is Mr. Nate. Welcome to our online class. Today we'll be talking about the history of computer. In this class, we will learn how computer started. We would be able to tell the detailed explanation of how computer systems started. We would also be able to differentiate between the different generations of computer. We would also classify computer based on types and their sizes. So this class is basically like a class where we talk about how computer started. It's like, the history of computer. Now, in the olden days when God created man, there was really nothing like computer or machines. People only use logic and skills to do arithmetic work or calculations. So some people use fingers, some people use stones, some people use pebbles, some people use sticks to do counting. I could remember when I was in primary school, we would go to the road to pick stones or probably pick crown covers of bottles, like the crown of bottles. We pick them, we put them in a sack or in a bag, and we use them for calculation. Some people even pick seeds of sherry to do calculation. But I could remember those times, all of these objects would usually mess up or litter the house. So our parents would always not like us to bring those things into the living room, but we always bring them into the living room because those are the things we needed to do our assignment. But these are the ways that our forefathers counted. They used different stuffs like sticks and all of that. But as technology advanced, as people began to improve in the way they think and in the way they do things, scientists and different knowledgeable people started developing devices or things that can aid better calculation. That was what led to the invention of the abacus. The abacus is a generic term which refers to a counting device using columns of beads. Okay, so the abacus, you can see the image of the abacus. You can see that the abacus is made in beads of rows, and you can see there's beads from different sides. You can see we have beads row 1, row 2, row 3, and then they are in rows and columns. So basically, people move these beads to do counting. I know that you have seen abacus before. If you go to preschool or if you go to the lower nursery, you will see them using things like this to do calculation. This is an invention by some wise people. Now, some people say that the abacus was invented by the Chinese. Some people say from Babylon. But whichever way, we know that abacus is an invention that has helped calculations. So instead of those times where we would now take different objects or probably bottle crowns or stones or seeds of sherry, you don't need all of that. You could just use an abacus. Your parents or our parents would rather buy an abacus for us to do calculation. This can help to do our calculation neatly. Now, but this, you can see that in today's world, we have a computer, we have a laptop, we have different kind of computers right now. So it means that technology advanced each and every time. Now, the abacus was no longer doing enough. People needed a device that could do better calculation. That was why, you see another, scientist named John Napier. He invented, a machine called, or a device called Napier bones. Now, Napier bone is like a device. You can see the image. I've not really seen this in real life, but I've seen this on the internet. You can see how this looks. Now, Napier bone was invented in the year 1617 by the man called John Napier. And John Napier is from Scotland. Now, this particular device didn't really help calculation so much, because from what I was able to deduce from this machine, it was built in Arabic mathematics. And those who understand Arabics. They were the ones that could really use this machine effectively. So you see, this machine actually, or this device, not a machine, this device is actually limited because not everybody could use this device. Now, there is another device invented by Blaise Pascal, and that is called the Pascal's wheel. Now, Blaise Pascal is a mathematician and is also a physicist. Now, when you say a mathematician or a physicist, it means somebody who studied mathematics in the university or someone who is a professional in mathematics. And this person is also a physicist too, which means that he studied physics in school and is a professional in that sense. Now, this man is actually a son of a tax collector. Now, his invention came as a result of the need for him to develop, a device that could help his dad for better, calculation, because his dad was a tax collector for the French government. This man is from France, actually, and his dad is a tax collector for the French government. So usually when Blaise Pascal's father will go around to collect tax from different people, by the time he gets home, it's always difficult for him to do proper arithmetic. So this led to Blaise Pascal coming up with a machine that can help with addition and subtraction of numbers. So this Pascal's will help his dad to do his addition and subtraction better. Now, the Pascal's wheel is also a great invention because it is the idea of the Pascal's wheel that is put in developing the car odometers that we use today. And we know that car odometers are used in calculating the speed traveled by a vehicle. So Pascal's wheel is a very, very good invention that is, the idea is currently helping in today's world. Now, there are so many scientists that contributed to the development of the modern day computers. I might not be able to mention all of them. I will just highlight on a few of them. Now, there's also, slide rule, developed by Williams Alfred. Now, William Alfred developed this device in 1620. This also helped in calculation. So the fact is that the idea of computer was basically to create something that can help people with calculation. So the main focus was to solve arithmetic problem. As at then, they were not thinking of a machine that could be used for graphic design. They were not thinking of a machine that one can use for music production. They were not thinking of a machine that doctors can use as X-ray machines. They were not thinking of all of those things. They just wanted to solve arithmetic problem. And then there were different devices. There's stepped reckoner by Godfrey that was invented in 1671. There's also the tabulating machine that was invented by Eman Hollerith. There are different devices actually. There are so many scientists that came up with different ideas that people used for a while but didn't stand the test of time because technology keep advancing each and every day. Before now, we were all using, Google, and then there was a time someone came up with Kiddle.co, and then now we are hearing of ChatGPT. Now we are also hearing about AI. So this tells you that technology keep advancing each and every day. Looking at the iOS or Apple devices like our Android phone, our iPhones, you see, we had iPhone 1, there was iPhone 2, there's iPhone 3, there's iPhone 6, different iPhone 7, iPhone 7 Plus, iPhone 14, iPhone 13 Pro Max. You can see that there are different inventions and different people are coming up with different ideas. That is to let you know that today's computer tomorrow might be another child's toy in some few years to come. So that tells you that technology keep advancing each and every day. Now, there's this man that we would not fail to talk about when we're talking about the history of computer. This man's name is Charles Babbage. Charles Babbage is from England and is a scientist. He invented a machine called the analytical engine. The analytical engine is one of the greatest invention in the history of computer development, because this machine, yes, looking at this machine, it doesn't look like the real computer that we use today. But from what we read, we were told that this machine helped in solving a lot of arithmetic problem, because unlike the Pascal's wheel that could only do addition and subtraction, this machine could do more complex calculation. Now, we refer to Charles Babbage as the father of computer because he contributed greatly to the invention of the modern day computers. Most of the computer accessories that we are using currently, they are as a result of Charles Babbage's idea. That is the reason we call him the father of computer. Now, even after Charles Babbage's invention, there were so many inventions that, we had. And in order to make it easy for children or for people to understand, we categorized all of them in different generations. We have the first generation of computers that was invented within 1946 to 1959, where we have computers that are large, that are in one room, one big room, and then you need professionals to handle it, and not just one person. Some of these computers generated so much heat. Then they moved to second generation of computer, which was an advancement of the first generation. From that, we moved to the third generation, to the fourth generation, to the fifth generation. Now, it is from the fourth generation that they start creating machines or computers that look like what we are currently using, like the keyboard, the monitor, the mouse. It is from the fourth generation that we start creating such computers. And the idea of this advancement is so that everybody can be able to afford a computer system. Now children can afford a computer system, and I would always say that we have gotten to the 21st century where every child can now have his or her own computer. You know that in those days, in the first generation of computer, only the government or big organization could afford to buy a computer. But right now, we are in the 21st century where we have computers and digital devices available for children to use. Now, because there are so many things that have been created and they have called them computer. You will see a thermometer, they will say this is a computer. You will see a calculator, they will say this is a computer. You will see a camera, they will say this is a computer. You will see a phone, they will say this is a computer. In order for children or for people to understand how to place this computer system, we have categorized them based on their type, based on the purpose, and based on their sizes. Now, classification of computers based on type. We have analog computers. Analog computers basically are used for measurements, like your weight machine, like your speedometer. They are all analog computers. We have digital computers, computers used for calculation, like your calculator. Now we have hybrid computers. These are computers that could do both, the function of measurement and calculation. Now we have computers classified based on purpose, and there is a type of computer that we call general purpose computer. These are the kind of computers that we use today, like our microcomputer, like the laptop, desktop, and all, or smartphone. They are general purpose computer because they can be used for several things. You can use your laptop or your smartphone to play music. You can use it to type. You can use it to make phone call. You can use it to check your blood pressure. You can use it to check your sugar level. You can use it for music production. You can use it for so many things. That is why we call them general purpose computer. But we have computers that are special purpose computer, like the X-ray machine is a special purpose computer, and the X-ray machine is simply used for checking people's health, basically. The thermometer is also a special purpose computer because it's basically used for checking people's temperature. Do you understand? I believe you do. Now, there are also computers categorized based on size. This is where we have the supercomputer, we have the mainframe computer, we have the mini computer, and then we have the microcomputer. Now, I'm not going to talk about all of these other computer parts. I'm sure that you would have talked about it in your class. I'll just highlight a bit on it. Supercomputers are large computers that are the most expensive, they are the largest, and only top organizations and government agencies that uses supercomputer, and they use it for stuff like weather forecasting, oil exploration and all. So it's not the kind of computers that individual can actually own. Now we have mainframe computers. Mainframe computers are also as large as they are a bit, they are as large as the supercomputer, but not up to the supercomputer. They are very powerful. You need multi people to use it. You need a multi-user computer. Not one person can use it at a time. For instance, if you've entered the aeroplane before and you've seen where the pilot flies the aeroplane, you see that there are several pilots that flies the plane. Not just one person. For a car, it's just one person that can drive a car. But for the aeroplane, you have different people or different pilots, flying the plane. It's similar to that of a mainframe computer. You have many different users operating it at the same time. We have many computers, but we have microcomputers. Now, I'm going to dwell on microcomputers because these are the type of computers that we use today. Microcomputers are also called personal computers. Examples of microcomputers include the laptop, the desktop, the tower, the smartphones, the iPad, and all of that. All of these are microcomputers. They are computers that we use for our daily activities. These are computers that we see every day. They are called microcomputers. They are the computers we use for typing. They are computers we use for playing games. They are the computers we use for listening to music and all. Now, this is basically the history of computer and how computers are developed and how computers are classified. So I believe that in this class, I've been able to introduce you to the history of computer, and you know that we didn't just wake up and then we have iPad or we have tablet or we have all of these computers. Now, why are we talking about the history of computer? Because I know that some people can say this topic is boring. Why is Mr. Nat talking about the history of computer? Is to motivate you that technology is advancing each and every day, and different scientists, different people in different parts of the world are contributing to developing better devices or developing devices that can help human life more better. So today, you can think of an idea, you can think of an invention that you can create that can help life to be better. For instance, somebody came up with the Uber app and it has made the transportation system better. Somebody came up with an app that can help to check the blood pressure, sugar level and all, and it has made things easier. Somebody came up with an idea of a cell phone that can make you talk to your daddy or your uncle or a family member that is in different part of the world. It means that you can also develop a technology that can help the world. So I'm looking forward to your creation. I'm looking forward to your innovation. I'm looking forward to what you can create as a Nigerian child that can help the world. I hope you enjoyed today's class and I hope you have learned something tangible. I would like to see you in our next class. Don't forget, if you liked this, if you enjoyed this video, remember to like the video and subscribe to this channel. See you in our next class. Bye for now.